Hi y'all! Welcome back to I'd Rather Be Stitching.
I'm Tamara.
And I'm Gabby.
And we have an announcement to make.
We just reached
100
subscribers.
So
thank y'all so much.
Thank y'all for everyone who subscribed. And if you're new here, welcome to our channel. We talk about cross stitch and crochet and
pets sometimes.
And maybe sometime in the future we'll have more progress on embroidery to show you.
But mostly
mostly cross stitch. So we will give a life update, but we're going to put that at the end so that if you don't care about our life, which is fine, you can just watch the stuff and say bye early. But for those of you who do care, we'll tack that on at the end. So let's jump into it with finishes.
I actually had a finish for once, fully finished. It was the goose that I was making for my friend. Goose with a cowboy hat, silly goose. And I gave it to him for his birthday. It was a little late, but he loved it. It was awesome.
It's adorable. And we're going to insert a picture.
You didn't have to say that. Anyway.
I forget because time, right?
So, yep, that was my only finish. I really haven't made much progress.
Because of her birthday.
Because of my birthday party. Yep.
But that's at the end.
Yeah, anyway.
Okay, so I had 2 new starts. I started, where's the board?
Oh yeah, we're moving on to new starts.
New starts. This is Autumn Sampler. This goes with the one that I showed y'all in the past. It was a spring sampler. I didn't get very far in it. And I went ahead and skipped to this one because I'd really like to hang it on the wall before
in time for autumn.
Yeah. So, so this is how much I've done on this. And I've worked almost monogamously on this one and my other new start, which is a new start / new finish. This is let's see. This is the mini masterpiece.
This is crinkle. Oh, there we go.
This is a mini masterpiece set that I got from an Etsy shop called The Stitch Patterns, and it has 60 different little masterpieces. This is Sunflowers by Van Gogh. Gabby really loves sunflowers, so
I love Van Gogh.
So just in time for her birthday, I started this the day before her birthday because that's how I roll.
And then I interrupted her apparently one night when she was stitching
during the birthday party.
Her door.
At the end of the
after
birthday
the birthday party.
Yeah.
I knocked on her door and she's like, "Hold on."
And I tried to hide it all under the covers, and I had a book as a decoy, like I was in there reading, but I forgot to take it out from under the covers. So like she came in and she was like, I thought she was sitting on my book and everything. I gave it away. I gave myself away.
Yeah,
I'm terrible.
She pulled out the book, and then she pulled out the stitching, and I'm like, you know, I wouldn't have known that was there at all.
Right, I gave myself away.
Yeah, so
I spoiled the surprise, but
it looks so cool.
And I didn't tell her that after I stitched this, I went in and I bought this, there's a frame pack from the same seller that you can buy, and there's 6 different frames that you can stitch. So I hadn't told her that initially, but then I gave that away too.
And she made me choose my own background color.
Okay, hold on, we'll get to that. But I did then have to give away the frame thing because I'm like, wait a second, if I'm going to take hours to stitch this stuff, because it looks harmless, y'all, but that is a lot of stitches. That is like 1,200 stitches just in that frame. So I decided to let her pick the frame that she preferred. And then yes, in the mock-up for the patterns that they give, this is what the mock-up looked like, but
roughly, approximately.
But the number that it called for, which I don't remember what it was
so much lighter and like really washed out.
It was like they should have called it barely blue because it was not really a blue color at all. But this is kind of what the mock-up looked like. So
she made me pick my own color for the background.
I didn't make her. I said, do you want me to stitch it in this called for color, or do you want to pick a different one? And she opted to pick the other one. And you'll note now that she's 18, she's a little more sassy.
I don't think so.
So
I'm the same sassy.
This is my start and finish. I did finish it the 2nd of September, so it was 10 days late, but on a happy note.
That's more than 10 days late.
22?
Like
Okay.
31 days. That's 11 days late.
Okay, whatever. And I started the day before, so technically it's 12 days. But whatever. The point is, because I finished it in September, this actually met a Whip Go goal of turn a whip into an FO. So I did. And now I have to F the FO, meaning I have to turn it into an FFO to meet one of my goals for July. So we'll get into Whip Go later because that's a little bit shameful. But anyway, so that is my new start and finish. And I'm very happy with how it turned out. And I will be FFOing it before the next video so that she can actually display
Put it on
it.
my wall.
Yes. So
With all my other sunflower decorations.
now whips. Do you
Whips.
want to go first?
Oh, this was my you skipped my new start.
Oh
I
my
have a new
gosh.
start as well.
She has a new start. Back up.
My brother was in town, and he was here for a week, and bored, very very bored, and he kept seeing my mom stitching, and he's like, well, I want to start a project, but he knew his attention span is like this big.
So let me interject. If you watched the first videos, I think one of the very first videos I showed a beaver. This was the son that worked on that beaver. He's the one that started it. He worked on it until about, we'll say, 7/8 of the way done. And then he stopped.
He had like a few stitches left.
Yeah,
to do.
and he stopped years ago. And then when he left for the Navy, he said, I'm never going to finish this, Mom. Here you go. So I sat down, and I think I might have spent 10 minutes finishing it. And I called him out on one of these first videos because he was like, Mom, I can't believe you called me out.
So
I
anyway.
sure did. So I'm calling you out again, son. Did you finish that? Did you finish that plan?
Anyway, he knew he wouldn't be able to do a big project, so he went to Hobby Lobby and got himself a little kit. And while we were there, I saw this, and I wanted him to crochet one of these, and he bought it for me, and told me he'd crochet one,
And then left it here when he left.
and then left it here. So he better still hold to his word and crochet one. Anyway, this is the progress I've made. It's like the inside of one of them, and it's almost done, but I haven't worked on it in a little while. And it's so cute because this kit came with this little thing of stuffing.
It's a
Look
cutest.
how adorable. It's like a little pill.
It is so
Stuffing.
cute.
And it's like really compacted too.
It is very compacted.
Anyway, I just thought that was cute. And
Back to the plant. So he did get a pattern that he wanted
yeah.
to cross stitch.
yeah, he got one.
He
and
did.
he actually started it. And
He and his dad spent hours tweaking the pattern. It was hours. He was back there for 3 or 4 hours
few
that
hours,
day.
yeah.
Tweaking the pattern because what he got.
two different kits.
Yes.
One of them was like this little cute cartoony plant, and it was just like a normal cross stitch kit. And one of them was like a landscape, but it came with this wood
Wooden.
with a hole, like grid holes poked into it.
Yeah. Y'all know
To
what it
stitch.
is because y'all have stitched on it before, I'm
Oh,
sure.
okay,
I never had.
I'd never even seen anything like that. He hadn't either. He was fascinated.
But it also came with a little wooden stand. So after you stitched the landscape on it, you just set it up on the stand that it came
But
with.
he wanted
But he
to
wanted
do
the
the
happy plant, which is
on the wood thing.
what is that style called again? Because I've forgotten again.
Chibi?
It's not chibi. It's
Kawaii?
kawaii. It's a kawaii style.
Yeah, it's
I keep
it's like a
forgetting that.
little kawaii potted plant.
With a smiley face.
And it
It's
was
very
like a
cute.
couple stitches too wide and too tall for the wooden thing.
So he and my husband put
Tweaked the
it in
pattern.
something, some pattern maker online, and they tweaked it so that it would fit perfectly in that wooden circle. And he stitched on it for
Multiple
a few days. Yep, he
straight.
sat out there with me.
That's pretty much all he did.
Yep, we sat out there stitching together, listening to music and stuff. And then he got to I am not kidding. There is like 10 minutes of background stitching left. That's just this tiny little section of background. And he's like, well, that's where I stop. And I'm like, what? Yeah, so he stopped. So I'm curious if he's finished it yet. And if he does finish it and would like to send me a picture of it, I will be glad to put it up here in the future. But that was her new start for crochet.
And a really long tangent about
yeah.
my brother. Bless his heart.
So, whips. Now we're back to whips.
Well, do you have whips?
I do have whips.
Show your whips first. I was just talking.
Oh, well,
It's your turn to yap.
I need a board. Okay, so I have the first one is the Wild Skulls. Wild Skulls.
Wild.
Skull. It's only one skull. It's a wild skull.
Wild skull. Which
I only worked on one day, but I made significant progress right here in the flower and this leaf and stem. So I think it was just yesterday that I worked on that. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to get better at this. Y'all, this is FlossTube number 8. And this is September 8th.
It's not belated at all.
It's September 8th.
Into the video.
Sorry. So yes, so I worked on that yesterday and I got quite a bit done. And the other one I worked on yesterday was this weirdos.
These weirdos over here.
Yeah, these are weirdos. They fit right in. But I got a lot of this done yesterday as well. I filled in all up in here, and I started working on all of this fill in here. So you still can't tell what it is, but I really feel good about how little time I spent on it, but how much I got done, because it's pretty blocky, so that was good. All right, drop there it goes.
Oh,
then this one here.
Temperature dragon.
I was going to make such good progress on this, and I started, I think I did 2 or 3 days right here. I think it was 3 days, this one, that one, and that one. And then I went to start the next day, and this is where it started getting hot, and I pulled the basket out that this lives in, and there was just so many flosses just
because we just all, if we had flosses that we were trying to pick from, that she was making me pick from for various projects, when we were done, we just threw them in the temperature dragon basket.
Yeah.
Just random flosses.
Because it was easy and we were being lazy.
And we were in a hurry at one point. And
when I went to actually work on this, there's all these flosses in there, and I'm like, what is even going on in this basket? I don't know. So I started going through it. Well, the one color that I needed is a color that I named blank, because let me put this down and tell you a little story. Ages ago, I told you that I inherited floss and fabric, tons of 14 count white Aida mostly, from my mom.
Which is why I didn't know any other kind of fabric existed.
Me too, until I started watching FlossTube. But I inherited a box of floss from her. Now, it's all DMC, but as y'all know, DMC changes their dye lots. And so as I get new projects, I go through there first. I look at the numbers, and then I look them up on this website that I have, and I see if that's actually the DMC color now, because sometimes it's completely different. It's not a dye lot issue. I'll have one and it'll be blue on the bobbin, and when I look it up, that's a brown. And I'm like, yeah, that's not the right color. So I'll just, on the number, because it has the number stickers, I'll scratch it out and it'll be blank from then on. And then when I go and find patterns like,
where she wants to change the color, right?
Yeah, but there's also some patterns where it's a free pattern, which means they don't actually tell you the DMC colors. You just pick your own. Yeah. So on those, I'll just go to this box I got from my mom of unknowns, and I'll pick colors from there that I like, and I'll use that. Or if I change things on patterns, I'll usually pick from there first. So I picked an orange, and I named it blank. And on the pattern for the Temperature Dragon, where I renumbered all the colors because it had all these shades of brown. I told you all about that in another video too. It had a bunch of browns that it was charted with, and I don't really like brown too much. Plus, I turn red when I get hot. So all the hot temperatures, we changed 2 shades of orange and red.
This makes sense.
It makes sense. So when I was digging through this basket, I realized that the autumn sampler I started needed my blank orange. So I went to the bag and it's not there. I have no idea where this orange disappeared to. I don't even know what color it's supposed to be, so I can't just go buy another skein of it from the store. So I was like, well, what can I do? And I was looking, trying to sort through the basket for the Temperature Dragon, all these random flosses that we threw in there, and it's a hot mess. I don't know what color is supposed to be what anymore because the orange one is missing.
Which basically means we're going to have to renumber it all over again.
So we have to pull out all the reds and oranges and yellows we have, renumber the whole thing, assign new numbers for it, and do all of that stuff, which really ticked me off. So guess what, y'all? This one is in Stitchy J. And I don't know how long it's going to stay there.
I'm waiting for my cue for like 10 minutes over here.
I don't know how long it's going to be there, but I'm really upset because I was going to make some mad progress. And just so y'all know, this is March. I'm still working on March.
I'm still in February.
We're in September now. Okay? So I'm a little bit irked.
Hopefully I'll finish the 2024 Temperature Dragon before I'm 50.
And so, you know what? This was supposed to be a beginner-friendly Temperature Dragon.
And
right?
I knew going into this I would not keep up with it. And I knew it was going to hang over my head all year.
Well, I knew it complicated.
I knew it was a bad idea for me to do one as well. And I did it anyway.
Well.
And you know what that is?
A glutton for punishment?
I was going to say karma.
Oh.
But
I made good progress on this one though, y'all. When I left off last time, it was just here. This is my whip go goal for, it's one of my August goals. I have to finish the tree. So that's what I've been working on.
Castle Homecoming.
Yep, Castle Homecoming. I really love stitching on this. It has blocks of color which make it quick, and it's all bright
cute
and happy. Yeah, I love it. So this one is a joy to stitch on.
It's a joy to have in class.
But I'm also working diligently on this because I am really trying to catch up on my whip go.
Is that it for you?
That is all of my whips, yes.
Okay, well I have a whip
Yay.
that I think I've actually made visible progress on since last video. Yay! It's my pineapple, and I did a lot of blue squares.
Yes, but it looks really good with the blue. I love it.
Surprisingly goes really quickly when we're just like binging House and...
Or Umbrella Academy now.
Well, it was House that I was doing this to. And just stitching squares. And it's like all the background, the whole background is the squares. So I'm probably like half done, but this was only a few lazy nights of progress. So, yep. And then I will actually do the greenery for it, which will be cool.
Nice.
But I don't know if I'm gonna get this. I'm no longer in a summery mood. My party's over, you know, it's September now.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fall in a couple weeks. Mm-hmm. And it already feels like fall outside,
it
believe
does.
it or not.
Today,
oh my gosh.
especially, it feels really nice out there.
I've
been told. I haven't been outside yet.
It's almost chilly. I love it. It's so nice. And it's felt almost fall-like for a few days.
Yes,
now.
it has. It's been
amazing.
Gorgeous out there.
I hope it's not false fall, because that...
I mean, it's only September. It's probably a false fall.
That's true. But it's almost technically fall, and we had a really abnormally cool August. Like, remember the first couple weeks of August were like, there were some days there that were downright pleasant, which is not normal for August.
I remember the
from
2
here.
or 3 weeks of August where it was like heat index of 110 every day. That's the August I remember.
Well, I remember the beginning of August and I was like, oh my gosh, it's actually tolerable to sit outside.
But then it caught up to us halfway through.
It's true. But
anyway, so a big project that I undertook since the last video was a floss inventory. I tried working in Notion. I just don't know how to use it. I tried.
I don't even know what it is.
It's an app, but you can use it on the computer or your phone. I really want to use that app, but meantime, I went old school, and Lord Lebidian had a Principal DMC inventory. So I took this, and rather than just put a check mark for the ones I owned, I went through every single whip that I have, or everything kitted up that I have, and I wrote beside every color, I wrote every single project it was in. So y'all know how 310 is.
Oh no!
So I went, where is 310's on the first page. I had to write really small right there.
I see that.
Hold on. Oh, the Moon Fairy, Castle Homecoming, the Deadly Aquarium, the Murder. You can't see it. It's written in pencil.
But it's like written all the way across that.
Yeah. So I wrote every project that I have these colors in, and I did everything. And already, I think I started this last week. In the past week, I think I've used this 2 times already because a color was missing, and I was like, what project is that in? Let me see. And I'd take the page out, and lo, it would tell me what project that color was in, and I'd walk straight over to that project and get some of that color. It's very
That's what
convenient.
happens when you have 50 different whips at one time.
Yeah.
I only have like
Don't let her whip shame
3.
y'all, because she's not talking to me because I only have like 20 going.
Oh, that's sad.
But, some of y'all have like 50 whips, no lie, and I'm not judging you. I think that's amazing. I would go crazy, personally. I feel a little bit overwhelmed with how many I already have right now, and I'm already trying to start new stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not judging any of y'all, but I'm judging her because she ropes me into it.
No.
Her madness.
So I made an awesome floss inventory, which is very helpful, and one of these days when I figure out how to work Notion, I will transfer that into the app and it'll be much more convenient. Oh my gosh, I forgot this whip.
The whip!
I'm so scattered, y'all. I'm sorry. This one I have done the most on. Other than Gabby's Sunflowers, this is the one I stitched the most on. Because it was like 3 different whip go goals that I was behind. So first I had to finish a page up here like a couple months ago. But then I still had several days of one where I had to work on my oldest whip. And then I had another whip go goal called that was finish a page again on this one, which the page I finished was here. It was this arrow over to here. And I had to work on some out here, all of that, and then some of this stuff. So I got all the days done on this one. I did the finish a page. I got it all up to date. And I'm super excited on this because this is by far my oldest whip. So I was really excited about that. Fast forward back to where we actually were.
Where are we?
We are...
Whip Go!
The Whip Go update. Okay, I've been terrible about keeping y'all informed of my Whip Go. So I thought last month when we filmed, I thought I was already doing May or June. I don't know what I told you in the video, but it was a lie because over this past month, I have worked just strictly on Whip Go goals other than that project for her birthday. Everything else I did was to fulfill a Whip Go goal. So I have now finished completely May and June, and I'm about halfway done with the July goals. I'm about halfway done with the August goals, and I've finished one September goal already. So I hope to be completely caught up except for the September goal that I haven't done yet. I hope to be completely caught up by the end of this month. I don't think I'm going to get that one done because it was finish a section, which is what my August goals were, both finish a section, which to me just meant I could take any project I want, say the section that I was working on, and finish that chunk for that goal. So my 2 for August, one of them was the tree for the castle homecoming. So when I finish that one, that goal is done. And the other one is on the Wandering in Middle Earth stitch along that we're doing. Just the left hand side of the house that I've been working on. Once I finish that chunk, that one's done. But I don't want to assign a section to the September goal until I'm caught up with all the other goals. So that is my plan for this next 4 to 6 weeks, depending on how long it takes us to film.
I should start a fall project.
See, this is why I started the fall project like 2 weeks ago. So
I don't feel like finishing this pineapple now. It's too summery.
Yeah, I hear you. But that is why I did not start the Mill Hill bead kit I told y'all I wanted to do. I didn't start that yet. And I didn't start back on the Murder Shows sweatshirt because, like I said, I'm really focused on Whipco. But I think my subconscious is trying to sabotage my plans because I have really been in the mood to embroider, to crochet, and to start more projects of cross stitch. So moving into plans, I do want to catch up on Whipco, but Stephanie and Allison from Cross Stitch the Globe, Stephanie and Allison from Cross Stitch the Globe are starting a hashtag Make It Murder Sal September 15th through January 31st. And I love murder. Who doesn't? Am I right? I'm just kidding. But so the stitch along is to take a cute pattern. I think cute is the key here. To take a cute pattern and then murderize it.
Wholesome.
Yes, murderize it.
Put,
something murdery in it.
Bloody knife or a
bloody handprint.
Or one of those chalk outlines.
Corpse, whatever. So you do that. So it took me...
You make it murder.
You do. So it took me, I think, 3 weeks to a month. Within a day of watching their video, I had an idea. I wanted to do... Well, I'm not going to tell you. It's a surprise.
Stay tuned. Tune in next time.
But I had to find a pattern that fit the idea that I had almost immediately. And it took me like 3 weeks to find a pattern. And because...
If you would just design your own patterns, you wouldn't have this problem.
Facts. Anyway, so I found like a handful of patterns on Etsy, and I showed my cohorts here and got their opinions because I don't really draw very well, but both of them are art majors. So I found a good pattern and I just bought it on Friday, and we are now going to have to murderize it. And once I've either got the pattern murderized or I've started it or something, I will show y'all at that point. But I don't want to give it away because here's why. If it turns out that it sucks,
bad,
yeah, then I don't want to show.
Know.
That's right. I don't want to show y'all, and y'all be like, "Tee, she sucks." So anyway, so that's my plan. Get caught up on Whipco.
Murderize a pattern.
And try not to start anything else new. Because
I should start like 5 new projects just to be like.
She's so mean. I told you she got sassier since she turned 18. But anyway, no, I really want to start a new pattern. I have like every Friday night after the Sabbath starts, I really want something Sabbathy to start. And so I'm always looking through my saved wish list, whatever, on Etsy. Same 3 patterns. I'm like, I really want these. And then I'm like, ooh. So I have a big full coverage Jewish pattern that I did for a friend of ours.
Like a decade ago or more.
I don't know how long ago. Excuse
Probably
me.
like a decade.
but it is really beautiful. It's a 7 species of Israel, and I still own that chart because I bought it. So I decided that I would start that one, but I'm trying really hard not to start it yet. So I have bought the fabric, and I already kitted it up, and for now, the whole kitting it up process has satisfied the itch of starting a new project. So I'm just trying to hang in there as long as I can, get caught up with as much as I can before I give in to that and start something else. So those are all my plans, but I really hope to have started and make it murder one by the time I see you again. So
Right.
Life update.
Life update.
Okay, so if y'all just came for the stitching, thank y'all for coming.
And again, thank you so much for 100 subscribers.
100 subscribers.
That's
thank
awesome.
y'all. Yay!
Oh.
Oh, that was the
Sorry,
code.
I'm
Sorry.
getting the wrong props from our cameraman. Okay. Anyway,
What we
don't
meant to
forget
say
to
was-
like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications
Yes.
when new videos are uploaded or whatever.
Or whatever.
It is.
And life update.
Yes, and then now life updates.
So we had her party.
We had my party.
It was epic.
We
We
didn't
forgot
get
the
the
bags.
Where are they?
Did
you put them in here?
I don't remember.
Don't look at our cabinet. if the camera can see this, don't look at our awful cabinet.
I don't know where I put those bags.
Where? Jeez. Oh no, you put them in with kitchen stuff, didn't you?
Oh yes. 1 second. She's
Okay.
gonna run get them. So the bags that we told you about for the granola bar, I made a dozen of them. They came out really cute.
Not everybody took theirs home though.
Yeah, not everybody took theirs, so we have extra. But they came out really nicely. We had a debacle with our dresses. Our dresses never came in.
The ones we ordered a month before
5 weeks.
kept getting delayed and delayed.
Because they're legit coming from China. Look at that! I made those!
She made them. And we tea-dyed them together.
Yes, we did.
Which we did an awesome job on.
We did.
And she did an awesome job on all the rest of it.
Thank you. But they came out really well. I'm very pleased with it. But our dresses didn't come in. So it was my husband's Amazon Prime account, so he kept getting
delaying.
updates. Yep, they're
And
like, it's updated.
And it was supposed to come in 2 days before my party.
Yeah, which was actually on her birthday. Instead, on her actual birthday.
No, it was...
The 22nd.
No, I think it was...
The day before that?
My birthday was what, Thursday?
Yeah.
Was it on my actual... No, I think it was the day before. I think it was the day before.
Oh, it was, because you were in school all day and I was making dinner. Okay, so the day before her birthday, he got a notice saying that it was not going to be here until the 27th. And her party was on the 25th. 24th is what I meant. So I was like legit trying to cook dinner and crying.
I was so mad. I was trying to do art homework. and I was doing a sketch for one of my projects. And it turned out so bad that I had to like literally cut out a piece of paper to put over it and try again. Because it was so bad, because I was doing it angry.
And I was trying to cook in tears because I was so frustrated because I kept trying to do all this stuff to make her party epic because she was turning 18 and things just kept going wrong, and just that day I had it. So remember now my son, one of my sons had already shown up for the party because he stayed the whole week beforehand with us, and he had said before that he wanted to wear a costume, but he couldn't decide on what to get. So that day I sat with him and looked at the ones he was interested in, and we found one that said like 1 day shipping, and I'm like, well, that's a really good one. Why don't you go with that? He just sometimes has a hard time making decisions.
Bless his heart.
Bless his heart. He's Sagittarius. But so he went ahead and he bought it, and it came in the next day, and it was awesome. It was awesome.
It was like
costume, like a dark monk.
Yeah, like a medieval Christian monk. I'm gonna put a picture. What?
Oh, how much was it? Like $25? Yeah, it was about $25, and it was a really nice.
Yeah, it was cool. It was like quality. A robe. It was like a robe, but it also had like the detachable hood.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool.
And it had the big cross and the rope waistband.
Yeah, rope belt thing.
Yeah.
It was cool.
It was really nice. And it came the next day, and I was like, okay, whatever. We're just gonna buy more dresses. So we spent hours that night on Amazon
to find good dresses
for 2-day shipping
price that had the 2-day shipping.
Yes. So we ended up spending a lot more money on the dresses.
Like
I think
double
the
price. It was
double
like
what
the other ones would have been.
$40 a piece instead. But they did show up.
And they
2
were
days
awesome.
later.
I was
So
so
nice.
scared that they weren't gonna fit. I was so scared.
Okay, back up even further. One of the first things that went wrong was before she and I ordered our first dresses, I ordered like a medieval tunic for my husband. I ordered a really big size because a tunic is supposed to be loose and belted.
And it was coming from China, and apparently they do.
They don't know extra sizes. Okay.
All their sizes go on the smaller side.
Right. So I assumed that by buying the 5X, it would be fine. No.
It was like the size of like an XL shirt.
It fit our older son perfectly, and you will see if he lets us put pictures of him in this. You will see on the party pictures.
It was ridiculous. It was like a large size, not
maybe an extra large, because it did fit him loosely like it should, like a tunic should. It did fit him kind of loose, so
but it was just ridiculous.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's a 5X? No. So I was already really ticked off because I wanted him to have the tunic, and it didn't work out. So I had a big fabric-y thing, and I'm like, okay, I'll make you a tunic. And I'm not great at sewing. This is a rectangle. This is pretty simple. I found a video tutorial of a tunic, and I'm like, okay, there was a lot of drawing and technical junk involved in the video, and I told him if he would help me do that part, that I would make him the tunic. So we dyed the fabric, we put it all out to cut and draw the pattern on, and there was a hole in my fabric, like right here. And I was like,
it would have, on the cutting, it would have been like right
either in the middle of his back or it would have been on his chest. And I said, well, hold up now. If we make a crest, like knights would have crest emblems and stuff, I said I can make a patch.
This was a few days.
This was like 4 days before the party.
I don't know what they were on about. Both of them trying to figure it out. No,
it was me. He was like, don't worry about it. It's not worth all that. And I'm like, no, darn it, you need a tunic.
She was just, and I'm just sitting here like,
yeah, he was. So I was like, I can do all this, and I can make a patch and embroider it and all of this stuff.
We're getting to the days when we're like cooking all day in prep for the party.
Yeah, it took 3 days of cooking for the party, and this was the 4th day before it. And I'm like, what am I? And finally, I was just like, you know what? He was like, I don't really care. It's not that big deal. I'm like, no, you need to do it. He's like, it's not that big a deal. And I'm like, fine. So I put it away, but then like 2 hours later, I'm like, no, I really think I can do it if I just really try. And I was like, no, just put this away. Put this fabric away before I lose my mind even more. So he had made a more piratey kind of tunic in the past.
Years ago. And I had been advocating for its use the whole time because he had already he had taken one of his t-shirts and
snipped it up,
cut the sleeves off and cut open the chest part and did a lace-up thing.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago he did that.
And he made leather bracers years ago. He made a leather satchel years
Which
ago.
he had just given to me, but I loaned him for the costume.
What was that, a bamboo pipe? He made a bamboo pipe, like a Gandalf type of pipe, and he made a bamboo flute. Yes, so he's really awesome with making
Mr.
stuff.
DIY over here.
Yeah, so
had this
he just
locked and loaded.
He wore that, but with the bracers and the pipe and everything,
it looked fine, and I knew it would. I was advocating for that from the beginning, but
so she won.
I won.
But anyway, so with that whole tunic debacle and then the dresses, I just was like, whatever, man. I was frustrated, but we did get everything together.
We got the dresses, and they were amazing.
They were amazing. So
we'll probably put pictures up.
We are going to put pictures up, but I have to ask permission for some of the people who were in the other pictures.
And everybody came in, like almost everybody came in costume. And the people who came in costume were very, like, they put effort into it.
Yeah,
it wasn't lazy.
It was really cool.
They did really well. You know, it was great. It was awesome.
It was a nice party, and the food
really
was
nice.
great. I did ask, when all my kids showed up, I did ask for everyone to take pictures, because I knew that I would be really busy serving the food and doing the behind the scenes stuff.
Hosting.
Yes. And that I would forget to take pictures, because
She always does.
always forget to take pictures, because
As
I
do
live
I.
very in the moment. So I asked everyone, please take candid pictures, please take pictures of this, that, and the other, just whatever, and then send them all to me. Well,
And only one person.
only one of my daughters did that, bless her heart, but I'm very grateful that she did, because we would have had 0 pictures
Of, like,
the
the food
decorations
and
the
yeah.
food, all of that we did.
Which we put
wouldn't
a lot
have
of effort into.
3 days of cooking, y'all. 3 days.
And the decorations took a while too, because
Yes.
I had been working on those and planning out.
Yeah. So but one thing that I was disappointed about.
Some of them are behind us.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Are they in frame?
These
These little lantern
Lanterns
things and the
and the
candles
candles.
that I had to pre-melt and stuff. So that sort of thing.
But we didn't get any pictures of the dessert area, because we have another China hutch on that side that y'all can't see, and I took all of the stuff off of 3 shelves and put it away, and we made that like the little display stands with the desserts on it.
With my pie and
Yeah, she made a
apple
strawberry
cakes.
apple pie.
Yes.
We made an Earl Grey bundt cake, which was amazing.
It was a hit.
It was a hit. And we
then
made a carrot cake,
which was also
a 2-layer
really good.
carrot cake in a fancy cake dish. So it all looked really nice, and that was the only
But
thing
it
she
wasn't the
didn't
star
get
of the
pictures
show,
of.
so that's okay.
It kind of was. Everybody
No.
kept eating dessert.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you were
I
the
know,
star
but-
of the show.
No,
but...
I meant of the food displays, the better the nicer 2 displays for the drink bar and the potion
granola bar, yeah.
The
drink
potion bar and the granola bar.
Yeah, and we do have pictures of those, so we will put those in. But we didn't get pictures of the desserts, but they tasted amazing. So
I got a picture of the pie.
oh, good. But
I
whatever.
had a whole sequence of pictures of the pie because I love making pie.
And she did a really good job. But anything that we have pictures of that involve other people, I want to ask their permission before we include them. So depending on who gives the okay, we will have pictures.
But I was so happy. Everyone was so awesome about it.
It was epic. I think we started it at 1 p.m. and it was supposed to be like lunch. The soup bar and everything was lunch, because I figured that people would just nosh on it for the rest of the day, and then I wouldn't have to cook dinner after all that, and it worked perfectly. That's exactly what happened. But
everyone was stuffed all day.
I think
There was
the
so
last
much
people
bread.
left at like 10 p.m.
Yeah,
and she had one girl that
it
stayed
was like
behind.
10. It was like 10:30.
All I know is the last people left very late,
because
and then,
everyone kind of showed up at different times. Like my
Yeah.
family and a couple of my friends showed up around the 1 o'clock mark,
Mhm.
and a few of my friends I knew were already going to be late because they were like
They had to
working
work,
and stuff.
yeah.
And then a couple of them were like, "Okay, where the heck are they?" And then they showed up, and like one girl, the girl who was staying the night, she was like, everyone was like, "Where is she?
Mhm.
What's going on?"
But she did keep
But
texting. She was
yeah.
having issues getting here.
Yeah, she was having her own issues, but she stayed the night, so it was kind of like staggered. They were like,
Is the ladybug in there?
Ladybug?
But during the party, after the eating,
Man, can we? We were just gonna show those. I
It's
should
up
probably
there.
brought mine.
oh well, this is the only
We
one.
made
clay,
We made clay,
polymer clay.
polymer clay. They were supposed to be fridge magnets, but most people just made little doodads.
So this was the only doodad
That's
I
what
made.
she made.
It was a little ladybug, and I did give it kissing lips because it's
I'm gonna
cute.
show mine then.
Well,
I'm
grab
gonna
one
go
real
grab
quick.
mine.
Grab your friends too.
Oh, I don't know about that.
But anyway, so they, some of them made really amazing looking little clay things. I don't remember who did it, but one girl did a little cheese wheel with a mouse laying on top of it. It was so good. I'm like, and I made this ladybug. I couldn't even do the legs. The legs were too small, and I'm like, no,
Oh!
she doesn't get legs, but she got
Ow.
big kissing lips because this was sparkly pink clay, which was too cute not to use.
I just whacked my knee. Okay, so we started messing with the clay around like 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it was like after my siblings had to leave earlier, so it was like my friends and I mostly.
Yeah.
And I made this silly little spoon, little lumpy. That was the first thing I made.
Mm-hmm.
And I made this beetle.
With a big booty.
Yeah. And which I really like this one. And an apple, which I had to remake because the colors were causing me grief.
That's the sparkly pink I just talked about
Mm-hmm.
for the lips.
Yeah, I made this little candy thing that I can actually turn into a magnet because it's the right shape-ish. I didn't like how it turned out as much.
It's cute though.
Little bunch of grapes. It feels very like precarious to hold. I don't think I mashed it together quite enough. And then
These are super cute.
this sun and moon that I'm also going to turn into magnets because I made them the right shape. But yeah, I was the most prolific of anybody because I was like, while people would come and go from the little craft station we had, I was just there like the whole time, just like steady,
Yep.
claying away.
I made the one. That was enough. I was like, yeah, but I was on a extra table, and so all of the clay tools and everything were like in this area. And I was like, yeah, I'll just make this and be done, so that I didn't have to get in anybody's way.
But we still have way
Tons.
overbought clay. And one of my friends got me clay as a gift. She had no idea that it was part of the party. And she saw it and she's like, well, maybe you should go ahead and open your gift. And she got me like a bunch of, like several packs of like cute colors of clay.
But they were the bigger packs, and what we got
were like tiny, they were like
they look
30
like
colors of like little tiny Lego brick size clay lumps.
But they look like nanometers. They're like nanometer
They
size,
do
and they look like
tasty.
little wrap. They
They
usually
look
wrapped.
like
They look like little candies.
They look
I wanted to bite
delicious.
them. I did bite them. 2 of them. It's okay. It's okay. I didn't eat them. I just went.
She's a little feral sometimes.
But it was a
Anyway.
good party.
It was great.
and we have
It
tons
was
of
a
clay.
hit. Everyone had a really good time. Everyone had really good food.
Yes.
Shout out to the best cook around.
Thanks.
But yeah, so it was awesome.
And now she's
it was
18.
like the best 18th
job.
birthday a girl could ask. For the record,
She's trying to get a job.
I've been trying to get a job. This is the one, like, but you do college full time. You don't stress yourself out, Gabby. And you don't have a license yet. Now you're going to get transportation.
Yeah. That's me. And I sound just like that.
She sounds just like that. Anyway,
Anyway.
it was an amazing party.
It was good party.
And shout out to everybody involved.
Including
Everyone.
the
Yes,
man behind the
the
camera.
man behind the camera.
Because he
helped
with
us.
the decorations. He helped keep me sane, and he ironed
Mr. Handy. He ironed our costumes
everybody's
for
costumes
us.
because they are big puffy costumes, which they ship in tiny little packages, which means it's a whole wrinkledy mess when it comes out. And he sat and ironed everybody's costumes. So thank you for
Shout
that,
out
honey.
to the man behind the camera. And anyway,
And that's all
it
we
was
have.
amazing. Yep, that's it. Right?
Yep, that's it.
All right, y'all.
All right.
It's been nice yapping.
Thank you again for 100 subscribers.
See
We'll
you
see y'all
next
next time. Bye.
Bye.